Welcome to Astronomy Daily, your source for the latest space and astronomy news. I'm your host, Anna, and today we've got an exciting lineup of stories from Mars to black holes and some fascinating developments in human spaceflight. So let's get straight into it. In an exciting discovery that sheds new light on Mars's ancient past, scientists have found compelling evidence of hot water existing on the red planet over 4.45 billion years ago. This groundbreaking finding comes from analyzing a unique Martian meteorite known as Black Beauty, which was discovered in the Western Sahara Desert in 2011. The meteorite, officially called NWA 7034, contains the most water of any Martian meteorite ever found on Earth. By studying a tiny grain of zircon within the meteorite, researchers at Curtin University discovered clear chemical signatures indicating the presence of water-rich fluids during a time of significant volcanic activity on early Mars. What makes this discovery particularly significant is that these ancient hydrothermal systems could have provided ideal conditions for life to potentially emerge. The temperatures of these systems might have ranged from 100 to 600 degrees Celsius, similar to the deep ocean hydrothermal vents we find on Earth today. The Black Beauty meteorite is particularly special because it's essentially a sample of Mars's surface soil, containing hundreds of rock and mineral fragments from various regions of the planet. It's like having a geological buffet of Mars right here on Earth. Scientists believe this rock was ejected from Mars's surface about 1.5 billion years ago, before eventually making its way to Earth between 5 and 10 million years ago. While we've known for some time that Mars once had liquid water, much of the evidence suggested the planet was too cold to maintain it for long periods. However, this new research indicates that hydrothermal systems, driven by volcanic activity and possibly meteorite impacts, could have created warm, wet environments that persisted for tens of millions of years or longer during Mars's earliest history. It's been a landmark week for Blue Origin, with the company achieving two major milestones that mark significant steps forward in both their orbital and suborbital space programs. In a historic first, Blue Origin has successfully placed their fully integrated New Glenn rocket on the launch pad at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This massive vehicle, standing 98 meters tall, now sits on a steel launch table weighing 1.7 million pounds. While the company hasn't announced a specific launch date, they're preparing for a crucial static fire test that will be the first time they fuel up a complete flight-ready New Glenn rocket. The initial mission will carry Blue Origin's innovative Blue Ring technology, designed to provide comprehensive space services including hosting, transportation, refueling, and data relay capabilities. This represents a significant step toward the company's vision of making space more accessible for various operations. In parallel with this achievement, Blue Origin celebrated another milestone with their suborbital program, successfully completing their 28th New Shepard flight. This mission, designated NS-28, made history by carrying Emily Calandrelli, known as the Space Gal, who became the 100th woman to cross the boundary of space. Calandrelli, an aerospace engineer and science communicator, experienced approximately 3 minutes of weightlessness during the 10-minute flight. Upon returning, she described the profound experience of seeing Earth from space, comparing the emotional impact to that of seeing her children for the first time. The flight also carried 5 other passengers, including Sharon and Mark Hagel, who made their second journey to space aboard New Shepard. The mission showcased Blue Origin's continuing commitment to both advancing space technology and making space more accessible to a broader range of people. Let's change pace now. In a fascinating new study, researchers have uncovered important insights into how spending time in space affects astronauts' cognitive abilities. The research, which represents the largest data set of cognitive performance measurements from professional astronauts ever published, focused on 25 astronauts during their approximately 6-month stays aboard the International Space Station. While in space, astronauts face unique challenges that our bodies never encounter on Earth, from microgravity and increased radiation exposure to demanding work schedules and disrupted sleep patterns. Despite these extraordinary conditions, the study found that astronauts maintained impressive cognitive resilience. The researchers discovered that while astronauts took longer to complete certain tasks involving processing speed, working memory, and attention, their accuracy remained unchanged. Interestingly, These effects weren't uniform across all cognitive functions. Changes in attention were only observed early in the missions, while slower processing speeds persisted until after the astronauts returned to Earth. Perhaps most reassuringly, the study found no evidence of lasting cognitive impairment or neurodegenerative decline after 6 months in space. The temporary changes observed were similar to what we might experience on Earth during periods of stress or sleep deprivation. This research has important implications for future space exploration, particularly as we look toward longer missions to the Moon and Mars. Understanding how the human brain adapts to the space environment will be crucial for supporting astronaut performance and well-being during these extended journeys into the final frontier. The findings also provide a valuable baseline for comparing future studies, especially as we begin to venture deeper into space, where increased radiation exposure and extended communication delays could pose additional challenges to cognitive function. Some astronomy news now. In an extraordinary astronomical observation, scientists have witnessed one of the most dramatic galaxy collisions ever recorded, occurring at a cosmic crossroads known as Stephan's Quintet. Using the powerful William Herschel telescope in La Palma, Spain, researchers observed galaxy NGC 7318b, tearing through this galactic grouping at the astounding speed of over 2 million miles per hour. That's roughly 800 times faster than an SR-71 Blackbird jet fighter. This violent cosmic encounter has created a massive shockwave that has essentially reawakened this previously peaceful cluster of galaxies. The collision site represents a complex field of debris from previous galactic mergers, making it a fascinating laboratory for studying how galaxies like our own Milky Way are built up through cosmic collisions over billions of years. What makes this observation particularly intriguing is the dual nature of the shockwave created by the collision. As it moves through pockets of cold gas at hypersonic speeds, it's powerful enough to strip electrons from atoms, leaving behind a glowing trail of charged plasma. However, when the same shockwave encounters hot gas surrounding the collision site, it weakens and instead compresses the gas, producing radio waves that astronomers can detect. To capture the full scope of this cosmic drama, the research team combined observations from multiple instruments, including the James Webb Space Telescope and the Low-Frequency Array. This comprehensive approach has provided unprecedented detail of the collision and its aftermath, offering valuable insights into galaxy evolution and the fundamental processes that shape our universe. This discovery represents more than just a spectacular cosmic light show. It's providing astronomers with a unique opportunity to study galaxy evolution in action, showing us how these massive celestial structures interact and transform through violent encounters that unfold over millions of years. And in a fascinating discovery that's puzzling astronomers, a pair of massive black holes has been spotted creating unusual bursts of light about 1 billion light years away in the constellation Cygnus. What makes this discovery particularly intriguing is that these light bursts appear to follow a regular pattern, something we've never seen before in this type of system. These cosmic giants are locked in an incredibly close orbital dance, separated by just 16 billion miles, a distance that light can cross in only a day. They're completing their orbit around each other every 130 days, and in the process, they're putting on quite a show. Over the past 3 years, these black holes have been feasting on what appears to be a massive gas cloud, consuming the equivalent of about 2 times the mass of our sun. The story of this discovery begins back in March 2021, when an automated alert system at the Zwicky Transient Facility in California first spotted these unusual emissions. Initially, astronomers thought they were looking at a supernova, but the repeated outbursts in 2022 suggested something else was at play. What they observed was an M-shaped pattern in the data that kept showing up every 2 to 3 months, something that couldn't be explained by either a supernova or typical black hole behavior. The current theory is that these black holes are tearing apart a massive gas cloud that crossed their path. Each time one of the black holes passes through this cloud, it creates these distinctive light bursts. What's even more remarkable is that these cosmic giants are on a collision course. Astronomers predict they'll merge in about 70,000 years, an event that will send ripples through the fabric of space-time itself. This discovery opens up new questions about how black holes interact with their environment and with each other. It's yet another reminder that even after centuries of astronomical observations, the universe still has plenty of surprises in store for us. Finally today, China has achieved a significant milestone in their space program with the successful test of their first inflatable space module. During the recent Shenzhen-19 mission, Chinese engineers quietly conducted this groundbreaking experiment, demonstrating their growing capabilities in advanced space technology. The innovative module, developed by the China Academy of Space Technology, features a unique design that allows it to be launched in a compressed, folded state and then inflated once in orbit. This approach offers several advantages, particularly in terms of weight savings and launch efficiency, crucial factors in space exploration. What makes this technology particularly promising is its potential applications for future space stations and deep space missions. The module is constructed from flexible composite materials and underwent rigorous testing before launch, including trials for airtightness, debris impact resistance, and performance under extreme pressure and temperature conditions. This development puts China in the company of other spacefaring nations and private companies working on similar technology. While organizations like NASA have already tested expandable modules on the International Space Station, China's success with their own version represents a significant step forward in their space capabilities. The test was part of the broader Shenzhen-19 mission, which returned safely to Earth in October after completing its objectives. While the exact size and specifications of the module haven't been disclosed, this achievement suggests China is actively working toward expanding their space presence, potentially incorporating this technology into future additions to their Tiangong space station. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Astronomy Daily. The universe never ceases to amaze us with its wonders, from ancient Martian waters to colliding galaxies and expanding horizons in human spaceflight. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest developments in space and astronomy, head over to astronomydaily.io. There, you'll find our constantly updating newsfeed, all our previous episodes, and you can sign up for our free daily newsletter to make sure you never miss a story. And don't forget to join our growing community on social media. You can find us as Astro Daily Pod on Facebook, X, YouTube, Tumblr, and TikTok, where we share additional content and behind-the-scenes glimpses into the world of astronomy. I'm Anna. Thank you for spending time exploring the cosmos with me today. Until next time, keep looking up and wondering about the mysteries that await us among the stars.